Sup, bitches? This is Dom, and you're listening to the Games Only Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Games Only Podcast, episode 51. And a happy 1 year anniversary to us, emerging from the wombs of podcast lore a year ago. I am your host this evening, Baby Fonzie, HP 17. Hey, that's
Baby Fun.
I've already messed it up. Doesn't matter. To my east, Dr. Benson Honeydew of podcasting, it's Dr. Gumar.
I'm joined by my friend Beaker. Say something, Beaker.
And to my south and west, sporting his signature striped socks, it's the nanny, Sunflower 4000.
Now, you little kids, shut up so I can not hate my life so much.
See, I always thought I was more of a Scooter type of person, but okay. Dr.
Well, and that's the Muppet Babies intro.
In a nutshell, that's the Muppet.
Now it's been done and we never have to do it again.
Yep. And
good idea, Sonny.
Yeah. I should have done Saved by the Bell. Let's talk about some games, shall we?
AC Slater.
Yes.
Who did you like more, AC Slater or Zach Morris?
It was a Zach Morris.
I don't remember either of those being playable characters in the Saved by the Bell game.
There was no Saved by the Bell game.
Exactly. Moving on.
Run away from Mr. Belding!
So, last week after our show, we challenged each other to play a game. I believe it's pronounced.
We just had to do this, didn't we?
I believe it's pronounced Nexus. But it's spelled Nexuiz, cause
it's got an X and a Z in it, and it makes it hard up. Just
right.
Now we decided to play this because it just appeared on our Steam list because it was free for the weekend, and someone didn't play it.
And you're gonna be surprised that it's not me.
No, who didn't play this game?
It was Doc.
I'll give you a hint. I played
Maddie.
the game.
Maddie.
It was Doc and a dog.
Sonny, why didn't you play this game?
Because by the time I realized I had to play this game, there were only 2 hours left, and when I tried to run it, it would crash.
We will tell you why that was a good decision not to play this game.
Oh? Did I miss something horrible?
This
Spoilers.
Is THQ's attempt at an arena combat type of game.
Is it like Section
Tribes, no, it's kind of like Tribes. It's kind of like Unreal. First person though, it's bad. They're trying to go for like speed, like breakneck, as fast as humanly possible, and you just feel completely out of control the entire time.
Like Sonic?
No, Sonic, I feel in complete control. This is just vomit-inducing roller coaster, just craziness.
I was trying to figure out who Sonny Koo was.
I'm pretty sure he meant Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, no, you got it.
I'm sorry, I speak Sonny's bad Japanese accent.
So,
let me tell you about a good segment called Accents of the World.
So right, a while ago we talked about what perhaps our least favorite gaming genres were, and I don't think I said it at the time, but this game reminded me that the arena-style PC shooter is probably my least favorite of all the genres in the world.
But there's so much in common with regular shooters. What makes this so bad?
No, it's spastic and twitchy, and there's no skill involved because you're going so fast. And maybe it's that they just don't have the balance of the speed right in Nexus, but...
So you like Doom more than you like Quake?
Sure.
Oh, boy.
So Nexuiz's hook is something called mutagens, which
Yes.
after a little bit you have an option to pick from 3 randomly selected ones, and they're kind of crazy and off the wall. I mean, it seems like a pretty decent idea. Like you get like a good gun for like 30 seconds, or the entire floor is like made of ice and you're sliding around, or they lower gravity.
Lower gravity. That was fun.
Yeah, some really interesting stuff, man. But you can't control your character to begin with, so it's even worse when you actually use one of these things that, I don't know, help you out. I don't know how sliding around.
None of these are like
ice.
kind of a madcap fun. It's all just shitty.
I played 2 games of this. I played 1 game against bots, which went all right. It was just breakneck speed, and I couldn't really aim. They put a sniper rifle in the game for whatever godly reason. I don't understand why, because you can't fucking use it. But it was decent. And then I played 1 online, and not only was it that breakneck speed, twitchy that you can't control at all, it was also laggy. So I was stuttering and moving fast at the same time, which would be a pretty cool idea for a mutagen. You make everybody else get like that lag type of flash and you're running around okay. But no, it's really fucking hard and really just frustrating and pointless.
As kind of an aside, I really did enjoy what they did with Saints Row 3 and faking lag.
Oh, yeah.
There's a particular boss that used that.
Yeah.
It was interesting. But anywho, back to the shitty game that we're talking about.
Right. I also played only 2 matches, but the reason I only played 2, so I played the first one against bots, and at the end, so there's a time limit to each of the rounds, and after the round was over, my game froze with a fatal error, is what it said. So I had to relaunch the game, and I played another entire match.
Yep, you had to buy a new PC.
So I had to buy a new PC and then reload the game, and then I played an entire other match against the bots, and the same exact thing happened at the same exact time.
I hate it when things like this happen, because you think it's about PC gaming as a whole, and even though it does happen, it shouldn't be this often. It shouldn't even come close.
Really bad that you said you tried to run it, Sonny?
Yeah,
and
it's the same thing that Magica did.
Could only play 1 game and it failed. And those are terrible errors, especially for a free weekend that you're trying to get people to buy the game.
Yeah, that's the real kicker, is that everybody who was trying this over the free weekend, had to deal with things just flat out not working. And like Doc said, there are good ideas in this game. I like the idea of the mutagens, or whatever they're called, and added on to the layers of, in the arena style shooter. That's kind of neat. It separates itself from others, but it also separates itself from other PC shooters in that it breaks.
In that it's bad.
Right.
But it doesn't even look good. I guess, to get the speed up and the frame rate constant, you have to drop down the graphics. That's a given. But it looks like I took a piece of red saran wrap and just kind of threw it over my eyes, and there's just this film in front of it.
Oh, were you playing as the red team?
Yeah, I was playing as the red team, yeah.
Okay.
I couldn't tell.
Well, the blue team has the same kind of thing, but it's like blue saran wrap over your eyes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. I can't tell who's on my team at all. And one of the mutagens, I can't tell who's on my team, who's not. And one of the mutagens says to remove the names, and I'm like, well, fuck it. It doesn't matter anyway. I'm going to use this one, because it didn't help or hinder me at all.
Weird that this game was so bad, but like you mentioned, red and blue. Normally they don't work together, but there was something that was released this week where red and blue do work together.
Superman ice cream.
I'm gonna guess that it's
the Team Fortress 2 co-op.
2 co-op.
Oh yeah, I didn't get a chance to play Man vs. Machine.
You did not?
No.
Okay, let me give you guys a little overview, because I'm sure that HP didn't even bother, because he hates PC gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, now he does, because he had to play Nexus.
However, HP, this is co-op focused, so
it's still Team Fortress.
Oh, what the fuck, man? Team Fortress is great. Why don't you like it? Is it the characters? What is it?
I don't. It's not appealing to me.
What is it? The type of game?
It's an arena-based shooter, and he just said he doesn't really like those.
But this is cooperative, though. This time, this is not you against a bot. This is you against waves of enemies. Does that anything? Nothing?
Team Fortress does nothing for me.
Man, that bums me out because it's so whimsical and fun. Anywho, I'll keep this short. Basically, the way that this works, there's two ways to play the game. You can play for funsies with your friends, and that doesn't cost any money whatsoever. Any items you earn, you don't get to keep, shit like that. Or you can spend $1 on a ticket. That's right, $1 gets you a ticket to their official special servers, where you keep the ticket unless you win on that map. If you win on that map, you get a special item, and your ticket is consumed. So there are 6 new maps. If you beat all 6 maps, you have to spend $6 on tickets for each one, and that will get you 6 items plus a super special rare item. So if you buy a ticket and you lose, no harm, no foul. You keep it. You can try it again.
Sure.
So it's kind of a weird way to get you to buy a $6 item. Kind of. Me being the idiot I am, I bought 6 of them, and I haven't even completed one map because the game is freaking hard. Maybe it's just me, maybe it was the team I was paired with, but we're used to, like, a Gears of War horde mode. Maybe they'll throw 30 enemies at you at the most, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're talking like 60 or 70 of these bastards coming for you, and it is crazy. It is really crazy. It's a lot harder than I expected, so I need to put more time into it. But Man vs. Machine is a free update. You can dive in any time, use all of your weapons that you've earned before. You can buy upgrades in between the waves. It's hard, but I think it'll pay off, so I'm going to keep playing, and I'm going to keep trying. The queues were absolutely ridiculous. There was something like 99,000 people trying to play, and only like 100 games going on, and each game only holds 6 people. Wow. It was a little bit of a queue in the beginning, so whatever. But if you guys ever want to play, let me know, because I like to play the game, and if you ever want to give it another try, HP, maybe you'd like it. But you probably wouldn't, so I won't press you too much.
Why do you want these items?
Because they're E-Peen, bro. I love E-Peen.
For those not in the know,
I've
he's
heard this
referring
like
to
twice before.
Electronic penis, and by getting various accoutrements, he is trying to make his electronic penis more attractive.
It's not mechanical, it's just simply electronic.
Welcome to Tron,
light.
Motherfucker. That's
it's just light. In a way, it's a light penis, I guess.
He's hooking up his light cycle. That's what he's trying to do right now.
Well, then say light peen.
That doesn't
all
sound
about the
right,
light
though.
peen.
That's kind of contradicted to what he wants, so he doesn't want people to know he has a light penis.
That's not what I heard.
Well, I'll tell you guys what. We can talk about another game.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are we done making fun of you? I apologize.
I didn't realize.
Let's talk about another game.
What would you like to talk about?
If you want to take a few more shots before we go, just go for it.
No,
what would you like to talk about, dear?
Throughout the episode and the rest of my life.
Yes.
You guys go ahead, pick the game to speak about. I'm sure you have lots of interesting.
Why are you?
I heard you finally finished playing The Truth. Spec Ops: The Line. You beat that thing?
Let me just tell y'all. Dr. Gumar talks a lot of crap about games, and sometimes his opinion's just flat out wrong. Opinions can be wrong.
Yes.
But on this one, he was right as rain. Spec Ops: The Line was a great game! Oh man, I loved it. The story was fantastic, and y'all should play it. Have I convinced you yet, HP?
I want to. We have talked about this before the show. I want to play this game.
Didn't you win a lottery or something?
You won a raffle.
There is a specific copy of the game that I am waiting on from a specific person who will remain nameless.
Okay.
But yes, I'm looking forward to, at some point, in the next century getting the game.
It's a good-ass game, and a lot of people that start the game up are just like, well, why isn't it co-op? There's 3 characters, and you could have a 3-person co-op game. That would have ruined the story, because the descent is all that matters in that game. The unhinged, crazy descent into madness, if it is indeed madness. So important.
But no, yeah, the interactions between the characters are a must, and you would lose that completely if it was co-op.
Yeah. Yep, and Doc has talked about this before. I just wanted to chime in and say that I had a ball or two with Spec Ops The Line. It is a great game and a great story, and it kind of reminds me of Binary Domain. A game where the shooting isn't necessarily the best thing out there. It's certainly serviceable, but it was a journey I wanted to take all the way to the end, and it was much more story-focused than you'd be led to believe. Great game, and very pretty.
Yeah, I think with a real story-driven game, making it cooperative is not necessarily a good idea. My experience the past few years has been, if the game is cooperative and I'm trying to pay attention to the story, that is very difficult. And the perfect example is Borderlands, which Doc is still playing, correct?
That is correct.
So tell me about you're playing through it single player to get a sense of the story still?
Yeah, I'm still trudging through the lands that have borders on them.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's not, my opinion hasn't really changed much. I mean, the combat for an RPG is fun simply because of all the crazy weapons there are. And just, the different looks and everything like that, but I'm still going out there like, find this person. So I found this person, and he still is no character. He looks the same thing. He's wearing a white fucking mask like the last guy and doesn't say a goddamn word. And I don't understand why this game seems like it should have so much character on the outside, but it has absolutely none. The only character in it is really Claptrap. And that's about it.
Well, yeah, General Knox, I think, is the best character in the game, and he's in DLC, so...
So they must have learned from their... Because it seems like they're learning from their mistakes.
Yeah, I like Dr. Ned, too. Dr. Ned was fun.
Dr. Ned or Dr. Zed?
The zombie one.
Zed.
Ned. I thought it was Ned.
No, Ned's the one that speaks to you for 2 minutes
the normal
in the beginning.
One, and Zed is
sure?
the zombie. Z.
I know that the N and Z make sense, but are you sure that that's what it is?
I'm not sure of anything in this world, Sunflower.
I'm sure it's Dr. Ned. Dr. Ned Zombie. Shit, can one of you guys look? Because I'm laying on my bed looking at the dog. Mentally telling her not to...
Why don't I do all the work for the...
Is it that much work? Shit, I'll get up.
Nope. I'm already fucking doing it. Let's see, Dr. Ned, this doesn't say anything. Dr. Zed, this doesn't say anything either.
So, I mean, pretty much in the game, I'm going to the point where I don't really care about trying to be safe. I'm just kind of running around with a shotgun and hoping that I don't die, and it's pretty easy because, I mean, there's no scaling in the game, which is really, really annoying when you're getting to the later parts of an area, and I, leave the the slums, the shanty town, and there's, a level 1 dog trying to kill me, and I don't get any experience from shooting it in the eye. Actually, it's not really a dog, it's like the Tremor 2 monsters. Yeah, it's one of those.
So Zed is the normal doctor, and Ned is the zombie doctor.
Yes, I was right!
Yeah, good for you.
You win nothing.
I thought he was a cool character. The zombie one, not the normal.
But those are all DLC characters, and so far in the game I haven't really seen any real story or...
Yeah, it was weird, because at the beginning of the game it seemed like they were going to push characters a lot more. Cause
the bus trip.
Bosses had names, and then it just kind of drops off. I think it's just because there's so much killing in between the story beats that there's not much of a story that can survive like that.
Yeah, I guess maybe it's because it's supposed to be more of a multiplayer-focused game.
Well, and if you really want something from the story, I don't recommend beating it.
Gross.
Okay.
What?
I'll stop playing right now. Thank you, Sonny.
The end was...
yes.
Payoff.
Yes. The normal ending was not all that great, but
But the DLC is fun.
Yeah, I like the DLC that I've played.
Some of it, yeah. I skipped 2 packs of it, and I kept 2 packs, so I think I'm doing okay. I was told that the Robot Revolution was garbage, and that Mad Moxie's was basically like a punishment gauntlet that takes 4 hours, and you have to do it with friends, and I didn't want to do that.
That's what I have heard as well.
Yeah,
So
but
there
I
you go.
probably won't be playing much. I think I'm going to go back onto the backlog and maybe play all Assassin's Creed 2 and their associated titles.
That would be nice.
Or Resident Evil 5, one or the other. I got to play.
That would be nice, too. You have until September 2nd.
Yep.
Nope. Yes. Nope. October 2nd.
Really? September 2nd?
October 2nd. Sorry.
Okay. Great. Alright, so that's a refresher on Borderlands.
What is Krater? With a K?
Okay. So,
No idea what it is.
If you imagine taking Diablo and giving it a Borderlands-esque art style,
You'd have Borderlands with swords?
Borderlands in Mexico?
you'd have Krater. So Krater is a PC like dungeon crawler style game where you lead. You have a group of 3. I believe there are 4 different classes. There's like your brawler class. I think that's a defender, and then there's the healer. There's a slasher, which is the like damage per second
Your
kind of
rogue,
character.
yeah.
And then there's I think they call him a regulator. It's like the character has shocking and slowing techniques that they can do. I don't know what that would be like, but so right, you have 4 different classes, but you can only take 3 into missions with you, and I believe there's permadeath. I'm not sure yet. I haven't died.
Now I'm interested.
But you're scared shitless, so you're not dying.
Well, so you can recruit characters. So they give you one of each, but you can recruit other characters for your posse with money. So you basically buy them. They're mercenaries, I guess. And I have been knocked down yet. I have not died, but they made it seem like if you get knocked down and you don't have medical treatment, you don't seek medical treatment, something very bad is going to happen. So my assumption is there's permadeath for these characters, because it's not like they are named, but it's not like you have to go through the game with these 4 people. You can go through the game with whoever. The characters level up. They have different. What do they call them?
Levels?
Well, yes, but they actually call them ranks.
There is permadeath in the game.
They're called ranks. So some of your characters only have like 5 ranks, and some of them have 10 ranks. So you're encouraged to recruit other dudes who can level up more. And basically you implant, that's what they're called. They're implants. You implant like bonuses to strength or stamina or whatever, and then each of your abilities also has kind of bonuses that you can implant. And I don't know if you can get them out of your character. You might have to like operate on the character, but I think once you like implant them into the character, I think they're basically used up. What else am I missing? Yeah, I mean, there are times when I find it funny, and there are times when I find it trying too hard. But for the most part, I'm kind of enjoying my time with it. You have 3 characters. Each one has kind of 2 abilities mapped to like the 1 and 2 keys, or 3 and 4, or 5 and 6. and you can kind of switch where those are, but basically, 1 through 6 are your different abilities for your 3 different dudes, and it's kind of fun.
So the game does have permadeath depending on what difficulty you're playing on. There's no permadeath on casual. Normal, if you get knocked down 4 times without seeking medical help, you're dead forever. And then I think on hardcore, you just die. That's what it looks like.
So I must be on normal then. And eventually this will have... There is a multiplayer component to it that is locked right now. They're still basically working on Krater, because anytime I boot the game up, there's like all this information about the patches that have occurred, and you actually have to look at it before you can continue on and start the game. But eventually there will be a multiplayer component, and maybe it'll be a little bit more like Diablo, or maybe not. Maybe you bring your 3 dudes and somebody else brings their 3 dudes and there are 6 dudes. That might be kind of crazy. I think I got this on during the Steam sale, but I can't imagine it's more than $15 right now. And I don't know, a couple hours in, I'm having a good time with it.
Well, it kind of looks like a fun game. Permadeath. Sonny likes the permadeath.
I do. Permadeath creates lots of interesting situations.
Right, and the fact that you have to physically implant these upgrades to your characters means you're even more invested in making sure that they don't die. I like it. I don't know that I would... I don't think I'm far enough into the game to recommend it or not, but I definitely am enjoying my time with it. So it's not like I'm going to say the game is trash.
It's not Nexuiz.
It's not Nexus or Nexuiz.
I love how you're playing more PC games. I really do.
Well, you're a sweetheart.
I'm so proud of you.
Well, I'm one of the co-hosts of a podcast, and on the podcast, my other co-hosts seem to make fun of me on a weekly basis. So I'm trying to
stopped. I make
remedy.
fun of the controller and using a keyboard and mouse, not the fact that you play PC games.
Well, Krater is not a control. You have to use the keyboard and mouse. So I'm working on it.
It's not a control-y thing.
I'm learning.
It's not a control-y thing. It's a keyboard-y thing. So that's Krater. I'll put some more time into it, but it feels like I should be playing and finishing Diablo rather than playing Krater, if that makes any sense. Because they're so similar, it doesn't make any sense to have Diablo 3 still not finished in my backlog.
Which game are you having more fun with?
I'm kind of in a place in Diablo 3 that I'm not enjoying.
Shit River.
Oh, yeah, that's what it's called. Shit River. So I don't I'm in a canoe, but I don't have a paddle.
So I have to use my hands, and I get really thirsty, and the water's right there.
So that's Krater. Sonny, this is kind of related. Why are you going back to New Vegas?
Because of a couple reasons.
Okay.
Are they good reasons?
Well, one of them is the game is wonderful. That's
sure.
Now, HP, well, refresh my memory, both of you. Did you guys both play New Vegas and finish it?
Yes, I did. And yes, I did.
I played it. I have not finished it.
I finished it with words, because I was a pussy.
Right on, brother. HP, did you get very far? Because I don't really want to ruin anything for you, but then again, it sure doesn't seem like you're going back.
No, and I always go back.
Sometimes they come back.
I always come back.
But yeah,
I put like 150 plus hours into Fallout 3. And
yeah, which is why I'm kind of puzzled you're not done with this.
I was just burned out. It feels a lot like the same game. So I was not ready to play it, but it's been it's been a couple of years now, so
maybe it's time you make that
maybe it's
dip
time
back
I
in.
get back in.
Yeah, get all those DLCs. Level cap will go up to 50.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can tell that that's a really good thing for a Bessie character because every level counts. But anyhow, I did go back to New Vegas with all the DLC again, mainly because I never finished the last one, which was the one involving the Great Divide and the other courier that was out there. Pretty interesting stuff. I didn't really want to say much except that there's a new mod that's out for the PC version, which I still have not played. I've been doing all this on my 360. I kind of want to get all the achievements.
I have all the DLC on the PC, so if I play it again, I'll be on the PC.
Excellent. There's a couple mods out there. One of them is done by one of the game's designers who modded it, which sounds really funny, but there's a reason for it. Basically, he made a better survival mode, which is a lot more punishing and a lot more realistic. And he did a lot of tweaks, and he did all this on his own time just because he felt that he wanted it to be done right the way he wanted it to be done, his own vision, which is really cool that somebody who worked on the game will take their own personal time and continue working on it in a mod fashion to make it match up to their vision instead of worrying about release dates and stuff like that. I think that's really cool. But there was a ton of cut content that I've been going through, and there's a couple people out there that are restoring that content. Lots of little things like when you're on the New Vegas Strip, it's actually one area, and they had to block it off in areas because the consoles couldn't handle all the NPCs that were there because they had no way to hide them, stuff like that. And a lot of creative, interesting little missions that are being restored in the game itself because they just didn't have enough time to make them work right before the game came out because they were stuck to a release date. So it's really cool having all that stuff that I know I'm going to be exploring once I get all the achievements. And it's one of my favorite games by one of my favorite developers, Obsidian Entertainment. They are just absolutely wonderful. Every game they touch is gold. They did Alpha Protocol, and you know how much of a boner I've got for that.
You still have that boner, and it came out a while ago.
It doesn't really go away.
I mean, if it's more than 4 hours, you really should tell somebody, but it's okay.
Yeah, call a doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, New Vegas is many, many hours. And I also bought New Vegas for my brother. My brother's a big Call of Duty and Battlefield fan, that type of gamer.
Oh, yes, he is.
What, you guys know? Oh, you've played a game with him, haven't you?
Yes.
Litterbox is the shit.
Right.
Well, that's, he's the type of person who will sit in front of a game like that for an awfully long time and not get up.
And you did have the stories where you bought Battlefield Vietnam and he kind of stole it from you and just kept playing it.
Yeah, he'd level my dudes and then eventually he'd get his copy and then surpass him in 2 days. It's crazy. Anyhow, he was like, man, I need a new game to play. And I was like, well, here, try Fallout 3. And he sunk 100 hours into it over the weekend. And I was like, whoa, you like it? I couldn't believe it. So I was like, okay, it's his birthday. I'm going to get him New Vegas Ultimate Edition. And
he created more time over the weekend just to play Fallout 3. That's fucking hardcore. That's hard up.
Yes.
He had some, he was off Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday, that sort of thing.
Okay.
So I'm not making shit up. But, yeah, he's balls deep in New Vegas, and he's loving it a lot more, and it kind of inspired me to keep on trucking, and I don't know, man, I really want to get the full amount of achievements in there, and there's been a lot of DLC for it. There's the 4 story packs, or 5, I can't remember which, and other things like the Gunrunner's Arsenal, which adds a few more achievements, and new weapons and stuff like that, so a lot of cool stuff. Love that game. And that's really all I'll need to say about it, because that game consistently, even now, after I've played through the game, that's right, 8 times.
Fuck me.
I know, I'm still finding new shit. Maybe that means I'm not thorough, but it's also really good to know that there's all sorts of different circumstances and things that I had never really found before. Like, the Great Cons, you can actually be a member of them in the cut content one, and they let you get awfully close in the actual game, and I had never explored that before until this playthrough. It's kind of neat.
That sounds neat.
Thank you, Thesaurus.
You're welcome. I want to know if a new game by THQ is also neat.
Oh, yeah. Darksiders 2.
Darksiders 2
Yeah,
came
why
out.
didn't we start with this? Oh, Sonny doesn't like to begin, that's why.
Sonny doesn't like to start.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys want to talk about that hot new joint, Nexuiz?
Also by THQ.
Sunflower doesn't like to start. So, did you like the first Darksiders? I don't think you did.
Not really, no.
Okay.
It felt like a Zelda ripoff to me with poor combat. Unfortunately, I've run into the exact feeling in this game as well, which I kind of expected to happen, but I thought that there would be enough around it that I wouldn't feel that nearly as soon as I did. I felt that way 1 hour into the game. I think it was actually about 40 or 50 minutes into the game. I'm running along, la 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 la, and I come across a place where I have to pick up a spiked bomb and throw it at something so that a door will unlock. I go, oh, I remember this feeling. So I put it down for a little bit. It's like, whatever. Maybe I'll just come back later. I don't want to be bitter about it because, I really want to enjoy the game. I'd like to play it. I'd like to see what happens because I didn't really get all that far with the first one. And I'm not a big fan of those people that are like, well, the second one just came out and I want to play that, but I never played the first. I'm alright with that. I rented this shit.
I'm not alright with that.
Well, I rented it anyhow.
Uh-huh.
And then
he did it for the show. He did it for the show. It's alright.
Oh, that's sweet of you.
Well, I realize in retrospect that Sleeping Dogs would have been a better choice because that game is getting some rave reviews. But
I told you.
No, you did. No, you.
Yeah, last week I said I was really excited for it.
Did I make fun of you and say that it looks like shit?
Well,
More like
I was like,
crap?
hey, yeah, it used to be Streets.
Streets
What was
of
it?
LA?
True Crime.
True Crime. Streets of.
I did find out a little bit more about that. Apparently, that game Sleeping Dogs was being developed with like a female protagonist, and it was going to be very different. And then whoever published it, whoever does True Crime, I can't remember off the top of my head, they gave it the True Crime name, and were like, keep working on it. And they were like, okay. And they kept working on it, and then they're like, nope, no True Crime, just put it out. And they're like, okay, so it's not actually spiritually a True Crime game, which is good for me because I didn't like the True Crime games. All 0 of them I've played.
Great. That's good.
Publisher is Square Enix and Namco Bandai.
Oh. Well, Darksiders, yeah. So I'm running along in the dungeon, I try it again, and I lift a platform that I have to climb across and up before the timer's up, and I'm thinking to myself, why is there a timer? I'm death, I'm doing mystical shit, and I have to run across a platform in a certain amount of time? This is really stupid. I had some trouble with the game itself regarding the combat, too. There's a roll button, which is not a surprise for third-person fighting games like that. Brawlers, I guess you could call them.
Yeah,
much like God of War.
Sure.
And the roll function is normally an easy-to-hit button and will get you out of a lot of situations. If you hear any squeaking, that's because the dog's biting into a toy.
Yeah,
sure it is.
Hot dog like last week, yeah, we know.
That's what I say when I masturbate.
The problem I've got with Darksiders 2's combat is that it does have the evasive roll, and it has reasonable combat that feels a little stilted. It's kind of like a stutter step. But apparently you can't just evade any damn time you want. There's certain windows in between attacks where you can evade. And if you just tap the evade button once and miss the window, and it's not an obvious window, I mean, it doesn't give you any indicators. If you just tap it, you just simply won't do any roll whatsoever. It doesn't delay it until it's ready or anything like that. You just don't roll if you happen to be swinging an axe or something like that at the same time. And it's really hard to keep up with because the screen gets really busy. There's lots of enemies that will show up, and you'll be, trying to clear them out, and you can't roll even though you see a guy winding up to, pound his fist into the ground. You just didn't roll, and you couldn't really tell what was going on, so that kind of bothers me as well. I've still got the game here. I'm about 2 hours in, and I'm going to press on just a little bit more, but my tolerance is pretty low for this sort of game, and probably the minute I get the boomerang that lights torches on fire and I have to light certain torches to get out of a room, that's probably when I'm going to break the damn thing and send it back.
The moral of the story, Sonny doesn't like puzzles.
Right.
This is very true, and there was one that almost stumped me as well. where you had to roll balls into holes, which is basically
Skee-ball.
an evolved version of the shitty block puzzle. You had to roll it a certain way to get it in a hole. Thanks, games, for blowing shit.
No, but that combat does sound annoying, because in the original, can't you just roll silly? Can't you just roll whenever you want?
I don't
Always be rolling?
I
wouldn't be surprised if it was kind of the same, but I don't know why they would make it any worse. But the game, it really uses color heavily to the point that some of the environments are really ugly and plain because they went for this place is going to be white and gray. And you're like, well, I can't see any real detail or color in anything, and it kind of sucks, but I'm not going to fault the game too much for that. That's more of an artistic vision, and that's up to them to do how they like. But playing the game itself isn't really the most fun that I've had. A lot of other people are enjoying it, but it's just falling in the same trap that the first Darksiders did, and I'm not enjoying it.
So, do you think it would be safe to say, though, that if you liked the first one, you will like the second one?
Oh yeah, go balls deep into this. You'll love it.
Go balls deep. Roll those balls in a specific way
Deep.
to get to the next area.
Yeah, they have been pretty heavy-handed with this game about the DLC as well. I had 3 menus before I even got to the main menu of the game the first time I turned it on, which was not really great, but I only had to deal with it once. They're like, if you've got your Argle's Tomb code that you'll get in the box, if you don't have it, it's $10 and you can purchase it here. And I was like, skip. And then they were like, do you have your Uplay account enabled? Or whatever the hell the
Yeah.
And I was like, no. And it gave me 2 options. It was like, create new account or use existing. And I was like, oh, fuck this. I'm not even going to start this game if it does that. But I could just skip it with the B button. Thank God.
You know who's bad about that? I've been playing Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Future Soldier on and off, and they want to... The very first thing that game wants to do is install the audio onto my hard drive.
The audio?
The audio. And I said, no, thank you. But every time you put the disc in, if you haven't installed the audio, that's what it tries to do.
We're really seeing
the game
some...
play badly if the audio's not installed?
Nope.
Like, do you know some delay in the audio?
Nope.
What do you only get stereo unless it's installed, then they put in the 5.1?
I haven't noticed any issue with the audio at all, so I still don't feel compelled to download the audio or install the audio.
I am super ready for a new Microsoft and Sony console because the fact that we're making sacrifices like this for even like Battlefield 3, I installed the high-res texture pack, I installed the game itself, and I've installed DLC. I've got 8 gigs of content for that game on my hard drive, and it still runs off the disc. So I think it's time that we stop letting ourselves be held back by this primitive stuff. What, you really don't want a new Xbox?
I really don't want a new Xbox. I want.
Why? You don't see these problems?
No, I don't see these problems. I am fine with it. And you know why I don't want a new Xbox?
Because you're cheap shit.
Because I'm a cheap shit. Also, with OnLive kind of, I don't know what. We don't really know yet what happened. It seems like everyone's been fired from OnLive, but
I think it's safe to say that it didn't meet expectations.
They spent $5 million a month just keeping that place up. That's crazy.
So the question then becomes, what happens to all that digital content that people purchased?
Microsoft's come out and they've said what they're doing with this, which is good. First, we're not getting
I don't trust any company to still be. I want something physical in my hand that I can.
No. This you gotta trust me.
I don't.
We don't trust you, son.
You don't even know what I'm gonna say. Even the dog's upset. She's trying to bite my hands because of what I'm trying to say. Don't bite the hands. Don't listen to that HP guy and bite me. Anyway,
good man.
Microsoft has said that the next Xbox is still going to be a disc Xbox. It's not going to go only digital. They still have to sell stuff at GameStop. That's too beneficial to both of them. Yep. They want to keep doing that. But all your old Xbox games will work, which is good.
Lies.
And all your DLC, Xbox Live stuff, will work on the next Xbox.
Lies.
Okay.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I remember
Okay.
a company, maybe Sony, promising these things.
Sony did promise those things.
Oh, snap.
Sony. They also promised that the Vita would be a great gaming machine and have tons of games.
Yeah.
Well, so
That's what
so
we're
why
trying to
do I
say. Game
want a
companies
PlayStation 4?
Well, who knows what Sony's going to come up with because they've been a little bit quieter. But Microsoft's next system is next year, and I'm just... I don't know. If they deliver on the promises, I'll be very happy, and as you know, I hate discs.
Time. Microsoft's next system is next year, according to what?
According to them?
Sunflower 4000?
According to tons of news sources. Ow, the dog is biting me.
That's
The
because
dog's
you're
biting
lying,
me, you're telling
motherfucker.
lies.
No,
my
she
podcast.
can't sniff out lies.
Lies.
It's next year, bro.
She is Scruff McGruff, all right, and she is saying, "I'm taking a bite out of crime right now." All right,
I'll come up with some legit sources for you.
I can believe that it could be next year. I can believe that.
I think they would have announced something at E3 if it was coming out next year.
I think that as well, but I believe it's possible it'd be coming out next year.
Anything's possible. It could come out tomorrow, but it's
Bro,
not going.
I don't believe that,
going
motherfucker.
to.
Bro, Nintendo announced the Wii U this year at E3, and it's coming out this
They
year.
announced it last year. At E3.
No. I'm willing to concede that maybe next year they will announce the next Xbox, but the next Xbox not coming next year.
Well, it's got to hit on a holiday. I mean, that's really the only time anyone ever launches anything, right? Except for Nintendo, because they're weird.
They launched things on September the 9th, 1999. That's the best day to launch something.
That really was.
2020 is the next launch.
Yes, the month 20.
Right.
I'm just saying, expect it in 2013. I mean, if I'm wrong, I'll eat crow, and you can slap my ass on the podcast and show everyone how you're my daddy. But
Thank God we switched to metric calendars, so we have 20 months.
not a big deal to me. I don't know, man. I just expect it next year.
Nope.
I don't
You
think
get your
I think they
expectations up.
They should.
You always get your expectations up.
Well, okay. Answer me this. Throw out all the... Do I own my game stuff? Throw all that out. With gameplay and with graphics and with the social features, are you satisfied with the Xbox still, or do you feel that there can be something better that you would be into?
There's always something better that I could be into, but I am not
Talking
willing...
about women.
Yep.
You're not seeing this wall that I feel is...
No, I'm not. I'm
Okay.
really not. I feel like game designers can still push that machine.
Okay.
The question is, if it comes out next year, what games are releasing on it? Besides... No, nothing. NBA 2K14?
Oh man, hopefully Dear Esther 3D.
Oh, God! For the Oculus, I play the hell out of that.
Because, I mean, there's no point in them releasing the game the system in 2013 if there is nothing to play on it.
There probably will be.
Besides
You'll get
old
the
Xbox
Super
games, which
collection.
we guarantee they can be played.
So
All right, let's move on.
Moving on to my favorite game of all time. Sonny's least favorite game of all time.
Tetris. No.
Tetris. That wouldn't be my favorite game of all time. Why are you playing Skyrim again?
I got a weird hair up my ass, and I was like, maybe Skyrim wasn't that bad, and maybe they've fixed things.
Gross.
I
When
want
Both the
to
hair
hold your
and that
head
idea.
underwater. I want to.
When
I don't
when
want
I-
to drown you. I don't want you to die. But I do
When I
want to
loaded
hold
my
your head
game-
underwater.
When I loaded my game,
Uh-huh.
I was at the final boss. Oh, I need to remember how to play this damn game. So I beat the final boss and then fell off the mountain again and had to do it again. And then it froze.
Why would you...
But other than that, I've been traveling the world trying to get back into it and trying to enjoy myself, and I'm not hating it as much as usual, but I'm remembering a lot of things I hated. I really hated a lot of those friggin' caves. Those were annoying as hell.
Sure.
So, I really don't have much to say about Skyrim. I'm not going to buy that Dawnguard DLC because I don't... Why would I buy DLC for a game I absolutely hate?
But man, the commercials are everywhere. It looks so cool.
Are there commercials? I haven't seen one. I don't
I'm
really
a
watch
fan of the game, and I don't think Dawnguard looks that cool.
No,
20
I've had my fill of...
But
You don't see like you don't like see the YouTube commercials for it? It's like some guy with like this horn helmet standing in front of a dark tower or some shit like that.
No.
In a game that's got hundreds and hundreds of hours of stuff, the last thing I need is more stuff. You know?
Right?
I don't need that. I don't...
This is true.
I'd have to seek that out, and there's still plenty of other stuff I still have to seek out that's probably perfectly fine.
If you plan on releasing DLC for your game, restrict your content from the start.
Well, they waited quite a while to release it. I mean, it was, 6 months? That's a pretty long time to wait to release some DLC for a game.
Sure.
But,
I have no idea.
I think I'm all right without it. So anyway, I'm also got a weird hankering for playing the original Black Ops, and I'm definitely buying Black Ops 2 release day.
Why?
Yeah, I think the commercials again, the multiplayer trailers got me.
I haven't watched it.
What?
I think it did, because it's like, man, I told myself I'm not buying another one. Then I'm watching it. I'm like, man, that looks like fun. And just because I said to myself, man, that looks like fun, means I want to buy it.
Modern Warfare 3 was not very good. I didn't enjoy it. And I didn't buy it either, which definitely helps. Black Ops is the whimsical, risk-taking, fun cousin of Modern Warfare at this point. And the way I see it is it's probably, and this is going to upset HP, probably the last big Call of Duty game that we're going to get on our 360 or PS3, and I figure, what the hell? It'll be fun. I'm sorry, bro.
It doesn't upset me. I can't tell you how wrong I think you are. That's just...
So what you're trying to say is that Modern Warfare 3 is like Jimmy Carter, and Black Ops is like Billy Carter.
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to say?
That makes
I'm trying to say
more sense.
One of these is like your mama. I don't know.
She's a classy
Anyway,
lady.
What other games did you want to talk about? I'm just saying, I've got a blops itch that I need to scratch, or else I'm going to do something really stupid.
Wow.
You did a lot of going back to other games this week, and you went back to a PlayStation 2 game?
Yeah, I started a new Persona 4 game.
And I've been thinking to myself that I also want to start a Persona 4 game.
Sounds like a plan,
Probably because I've been watching a lot of Persona 4 Arena, the fighting game, and I kind of want to buy that too, but I'm like, man, I'd never beat Persona 4. I played the shit out of P3, never beaten P4.
Well, I got stuck in Persona 4 at a place where my last save was at a really crappy area that I'm getting my ass beat in, and there's basically no way for me to progress because I suck at the game. So I started a new game.
Right. Sounds like every game.
Well, I'm going to refresh myself and all that, and I can't forget how much I hate that Nanako girl that sings that stupid song.
Nanako.
Anywho, I didn't really have much to say about it. I just wanted to mention that I started a new game in Persona 4. For those who give a shit.
That's everybody.
Are we going to be making a Sunny Place series?
I think we both need to talk about Persona 4 as we play.
Okay.
Do you own this, HP?
I do.
Oh, snap.
Do you think maybe now might be a good time to...
I think you need to start a new game on March 16th or whenever the game actually starts.
I've always wanted to do that too.
Yeah.
I thought that's such a great concept. And when the game skips a week, guess I'm not playing it for a week.
Yep.
Well, there's your break. Well, if we want to do this, we gotta wait till next year. And I think it starts in April, this one does.
Deal.
Okay.
I would love to start it with you and talk about it, but like I said, I have Assassin's Creeds and Resident Evils and probably a Dead Space to play somewhere around there.
Dead Space, okay. What other games we got?
For this week or in general?
For this week.
I had a pretty light week, so I got nothing else.
Yeah, I also just a lot of stuff that I played before that I've already talked about.
Okay. Me too, with my Skyrim, New Vegas, Persona talk.
Well, I mean, right, we can talk more about the DLC in Mass Effect 3, but I don't think there's a point to doing that.
There's not much more to say. The game is still fun as shit.
Sonny got a Batarian. He hates it.
He blows.
Yeah. What? Really Have you tried dubstep punching?
I don't think a Batarian has dubstep punching.
What did you just say? There's a character in the game that has dubstep punching.
Yeah, it's like whoa, 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 and then he punches a dude's head off.
Oh, kind of like
that must be a different Batarian. There's two different types. I must have the.
Nope, both of them will punch a dude's head off.
So kind of
I don't know.
The wave, biotic wave, or whatever it is, except
I got a net. I got a net that I can throw.
Yeah, throw the net and then punch a dude's head off. You have to level up the melee.
Oh, okay. If it's just a regular melee that you charge, okay. I haven't tried that.
Oh, dude, that's the best part of a Batarian, man.
So wait, they made a character, and his special move is a net.
Yeah, it's like a...
it's at least like a cool... Oh, okay, I was going to say it's a cool digital net. It's not like he throws a net and he's carrying a trident in the other hand and he's yelling Poseidon at the top of his lungs.
No, it's fucking like Predator net, man. It does damage well.
It's one of those nets that wraps around you and... Oh,
I'm in that!
Yes, that.
Well, that's the show? Is that the show?
We could talk about some other stuff like girlfriend mode, but we don't need to. I just wanted to say that.
Oh, girlfriend
to piss
mode.
HP off. If you follow us on Twitter, at HP1703, he mentioned that he does not wish to talk about girlfriend mode this week.
I don't wish to talk about girlfriend mode.
And that's
Why
the
are you
show.
trying to get us to talk about it?
I just wanted to make that apparent.
I would like us to play the Expendables game for next week.
Okay.
From what I hear, also, by the way, guys, the Expendables game, the Expendables 2 game, whatever you want to call it, it ends right where the movie begins.
Oh, sweet.
So, in a way, it's a prequel. This will be good for us all.
Oh, so we should play it before you see the movie tomorrow.
Right.
I'm seeing the movie on Monday.
So we should play it tonight.
Well, that would involve us all buying it.
That's fine with me.
I just would like to try it first because I've heard some really bad things.
I've also heard bad things, but I will put my money where my mouth is.
I would gift it to you, Sonny, but I mean it's Xbox and I can't do that.
All right, I'll buy this. No. No.
Oh, that was easy. I
don't know what I'll do. I will try the trial first to make sure. I can't just be throwing $15 at Stallone. I'm going to throw 50,000 at him tomorrow because I got to go watch a movie 8 times in a row and eat popcorn until I crap myself.
And then you're going to make somebody clean it up, and then you're going to move your seat, and then you're going to watch it a 9th time.
Those are the usher's jobs.
Wow. Yeah, so, right, hopefully we'll get to that this week. And, yeah, I don't know that there's anything coming out next week that's all that interesting. I have some interest in Transformers Fall of Cybertron. I did not play the...
Demo, isn't there?
I did not play the first one that they did that was like this, the War of Cybertron.
Isn't that the same? Damn, they named them so similar.
Yeah,
you know
they're
what
different.
We need a He-Man game.
Oh, that'd be dope.
Of the universe.
That's what we need. We need fucking Skeletor.
He-Man.
I mean, they're doing a Transformer. We can do a He-Man reboot.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, and then it would be nice if one of us could get their hands on Sleeping Dogs because that game looks cool.
Yeah, my Redbox has got it. Once I throw Darksiders 2 in the garbage bin, I may just pick that up for a day while I wait for the actual game to come from GameFly.
Great.
I'm going to try it one more time tonight. One more damn time.
Don't throw it in the garbage bin.
And to be honest, the reason I haven't thrown it yet is because I would like to have just a couple more achievements before I have given up.
That's a good reason to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the show, and that's 1 year. That's 1 year of shows. I'd like to thank everyone who's listening for your support over the past year. Hopefully we will continue to grow in the next year, and yeah, we thank you for all of your likes and your thumbsings up, and retweets and all that stuff. We really appreciate it.
I personally would like to thank Sunflower 4000 for not canceling the show after 20 episodes.
Yay!
Thank you, Sonny.
I would like to thank Dr. Gumar for
hey, that's me.
Being able to count as high as we are now. I look to him for the episode number.
Actually, I'd never know what fucking episode I'm on.
Okay, great.
I knew it was a year, because I can go back to Libsyn and check dates.
And nobody likes to thank me. So, thank you.
I would like to thank HP for thanking everybody else.
Great.
I'd like to thank HP for going to a preseason football game yesterday, causing me to miss the Expendables night. No, I'm playing. I'm playing, you guys. I'm playing.
I am happy. I'm happy to make you delay seeing that.
I'd like to say thank you to my co-hosts for donating money to help keep the show up.
Oh, shit, I gotta do that again, don't I? Thanks for reminding me.
I just want to say, because the show is not free, and I'm not trying to get money from you guys. I'm just saying I honestly do appreciate being able to put this on, because I like the show. I like doing it, and even though there are zillions of podcasts out there that get the same user base and never get noticed, it doesn't matter because I like what I do.
Yeah, that's good.
And on that depressing note,
we've just been signed by G4 TV. Nope. No, we haven't.
Fucking sweet.
Yeah, thank you again for listening. We will talk at you next week.
At American Nightmare 20.
American Nightmare 20.
This day in history, John Voight bought a LeBaron.
Accents of the World presents
Yes.
American.
You must say a Jamaican accent without using man or shaba. Or bad man.
Crazy.
Bad man.
Buh, buh, buh.